Thank you and good afternoon to everyone here and to those who are also not here. It's a pleasure seeing you around and having the opportunity to engage you, to consolidate some of your thoughts and to clarify some of your thoughts. So I'm happy to be here, and I wish by the time we leave here, everything that is bothering everyone here will be expressed and we'll have the opportunity to also explain ourselves. So thank you for the platform. Right, I think you said something about performance. I think for performance-wise, it's not that the team is not doing well, the team is doing well. The issue is about we scoring goals. And I want to put it on record, probably you can go and check the teams who have played vis-a-vis the number of chances we have created and the chances that the opponents have created. We always create more chances than the opponent. The issue is about putting the ball at the back of the net. And don't let us forget that in the game of football, if you have chances and you don't score and your opponent scores, it builds the confidence of the opponent, especially when they are playing against Kotoko. Most of the teams, for me as a coach, clearly when we start the game, I can see that we are ahead of them. But then because we are unable to take our chances early as the game unfolds, and because these young guys cannot withstand the pressure from the fans, so sometimes mentally they go off, and when they go off, it distorts our structure on the field of play, and this at the end goes to affect us. And this is where I have some sort of how should I say, an issue with the supporters. We are playing, we are creating chances, the goals are not coming. Even the opponent scores and we are still creating chances, and you are putting them blame at the players. How do they equalize and how can they go up? If indeed you are a true supporter, and we see it elsewhere in Europe, other places. Look at when Ali played against Sundance. Ali got a penalty, they missed. And look at Cairo International Stadium, they were still behind the team. Even when the added on time was shown, they were still there. And when the game was over, they were still there chanting. That's the spirit of a team. So you don't only come to stadium all with the expectation that you are coming to, you expect that we should win. And we are not winning, or we are creating chances, we are not scoring. So you turn against your own team. When you do that, you are not helping the boys. And you and I know very well that the kind of players we have now do not have that Kotoko spirit, that mentality. The mentality of the Obukuntis, the Kwesi Appiahs and what have you, even the Eric Bequins and what have you. They don't have it. So what do you do as a supporter? Once chances are being created, once you can see that these players are playing according to a particular pattern, and that nobody is actually playing as an individual player, but they are making the effort to play as a team, you support them. So to me, it's not about performance, it's about putting the ball at the back of the net. And once we are able to resolve that issue, I think all the things that are going around wouldn't be a thing of now again. So to me, we have to work on our goal scoring. And once we are able to work on our goal scoring, I think we'll be fine. That is what I have to say as far as your question is concerned.
Wow. Yeah, coach. And you remember why they say, wow, see, a kind, but then what you said, you create chances and all, share and share, goals and all, Emma. At this point, what compared to the can buy, you know, the baby, you know, a little bit easier that time, you know. What consider now, I'll care to you, say, you're my so difficult. To me, into now then what consider you ever consider in these difficult times?
Not at all.
Okay.
Then let me tell you this thing that is happening. That when I came the first time, it also happened. We won even 4 matches, and I think we lost Kifisa back to back. We drew some matches and what have you. Yeah, so it's part of it. It's part of the process. And you know why this thing is happening? Because when I was coming first, you people didn't believe in me. I came and did it. So now the expectations are so high. And apart from that, to add up to the propaganda behind the agenda. That is it. So, no, today is a presser, so let's talk about it. When I was coming, you didn't believe in me. I delivered. You were shocked.
You as in the media?
Yes, me. Academic coach, university, what, Kotoko is not for such coaches. I came and I delivered to the surprise of everybody. So now you are very expectant, is that not it?
Yes.
But you have forgotten that the dynamics of 2 years ago, in terms of players, everything, is not the same as now.
So are you a victim of your own performance?
What do you mean by that? I don't understand.
By your own standard, are you a victim of your own standard?
What do you mean by that?
You performed earlier, so you are being judged with that performance.
Yeah, I know. Yes, you are looking at my performance now based on what I did previously, and which you are right. And to me, it's a plus for me as a coach. So now you don't doubt me. You expect that I should be able to do it, and it's good for me.
Is there any cause to panic?
No. Why should a coach panic? The moment you panic, you have lost it. Why should the leader of a war team panic? You don't have to panic. You see, I was telling the players some time ago, and even yesterday I told them that we are down, but we are not out. We are down, but we are not out. I hope you understand this expression.
Yes.
We have to.
Not a fall.
We have to just look at what we have done with respect to the matches we have played. What were the rights and what were the wrongs? In terms of lifestyle, in terms of sticking to the structure on the field, in terms of believing in themselves even when the going doesn't go well. That is the only way we can overcome this. That is the only way.
Coach Prosper.
So for me as a coach, I'm never discouraged.
All right.
Yes.
Coach Prosper, Ogum Yamwana.
More as in what?
Technical help. Okay, supporters in the for example.
Yeah, for the supporters.
Sorry. Okay, supporters for example, if you group players now, they're not watika.
Exactly.
Supporters on side me. From management, our anchors or any other. Do you need any help in terms of technical? If you are supervisor, now we here say would you be become now from supporters or again now we are from playing what the one now you joining your catch up. Prosper
I think if you have somebody like Kwesiapia you are working with, and every day you are engaging, he knows the game better, he understands the game better. I think I'm with the right person, and the relationship that I have with him before even coming to Kotoko and working in Kotoko has even made it very easy for us to even talk. And you'll be surprised that even now that he's not here, if we have to talk, if I pick my phone now or if he picks his phone to call me, we'll talk for over an hour. And when he was here, the little time I have, I'm with him or he's with me. You see, don't let us forget the fact that in trying to rebuild a team, it doesn't just come that easily. Rebuilding a team where players are coming with different mentalities, different ideologies about their understanding of the game. It's not easy. It will take time. And if you look at the rebuilding process, the first stage is forming the team, bringing the players together, and letting the players know themselves, know the coach, and the coach also knowing them, and rolling out the training content and the training method for the players to go through. Now, players have already learned certain things, and some of the players would have to unlearn what they already know to relearn what the coach is telling them. And for some players, it takes time to be able to do that. Some will just, within some few weeks, they will pick it. Others, it will take time, repetitive practice. The coach keeps repeating the practice, keep hammering on what he wants, showing them videos of what he wants, and then it will come to work. Now, this is where it goes into the next stage, which is called the storming stage. The storming stage is where the player is like, do I have to forgo what I know already and pick that of the coach, where he's at a crossroad. I think what I know already is the right thing. What coach is telling me, I'm not sure of it. So it will take time until the player an occasion happens in a game or at training, and what the coach told the player comes to reality, then he comes to a self-realization that, this is what I have to pay. So the players are even in a stage of storm. And even to generalize it, I mean, the team itself, because we are not winning, everybody thinks that everything about the team is wrong. It's not wrong. We have the players, we have the technical staff. It's just the results. There are two components of a game, performance and results. Have you considered the performance? On a rater scale, where would you put the team? If you watch the team, can you see that the team is trying to play according to a particular structure or pattern, defensively and offensively? And with time, is that likely to be consolidated to become a trait, an identity of the team? These are the things we have to look at. That's why I told you right away before your question even ended that I'm never discouraged, because I know that as time unfolds, when these gentlemen I'm working with get to understand what they are doing and we'll get into the flow zone, we will meet here and the storyline will be different. Right. So we are just down, we are not out.
Before I take the next questions, I would also want to introduce Nana Pesewa Penka Kontomponi Afari, who is also a member of the RMC. Yeah, Nana, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Right. So it looks like there's so many hands up, so I will make sure each and all of you get the opportunity. But one question is, so please. Right. Your name, media house, please.
Coach, Emmanuel from TV3. Coach, say me coach Nana. That was even your appointment. I said, when you're coaching, no one funny players. Mama, you feel to cry or young people. I'm told there most of the players one outside in your earlier submission. I said, players in always see they can stand the pressure or whatever from the fans. Most ex-players attack us. We don't only got materials. I want to understand, is it because you are rebuilding now? Most players are from the first division and division 2, not little from the Premier League. Is it because you are rebuilding, or you have a specific reason for signing all these players?
Yeah, as a coach, you outline a number of players that you want, and then when you outline them, you go for them. First, you engage the players for them to accept that they are ready to work with you, and then two, once it is done, you inform your management to also pursue it. There were so many players in the Premier League that I wanted to go for. I don't want to, because it's a press, I don't want to mention names. The list is there, and the IMC, they have it. The list is there. We chase all these players, even on the day of the close of registration. A whole lot of them. Some, in fact, all the players were ready to come. Those Premier League players are identified. They were all ready to come. Some, the clubs thought that they were also the bedrock to their performance. So if they should release them, it was going to affect them. So they were not going to release. Some even were at the verge of, they proposed money that we were ready to pay. And then they came back trying to tell us a different story. I don't know whether they were testing us to see whether we will not be able to pay. But we're ready to pay. So when these things were not feasible, then we had to look for alternatives. So, for instance, within the Premier League ones were the Premier League players we had. Now we had to go to the next tier, which is Division 1. Look for those that we think can help us. But then we have to be patient with them in terms of where they are coming to. And then from there, we have to go to the next level. Now, let me tell you something, then I'll still go back. You have Peter, Amidou, Bernard, those young guys are not supposed to be part, and the players know, you can ask Lamte, they are not supposed to be part of the first team. They are supposed to be part of the youth team that we are going to build. But we secure them because they were available, so that they will just be there, and then with time they will come in. But because we have not actually kickstart the youth team, that's why they are training with them. Now they are training, and we are seeing that they are showing glimpses of being capable of playing in terms of what we see at training. So we give them the opportunity. But Physically they are there, technically they are there, tactically they are there. The key component, which is the psychology of the game. That's what is affecting those young boys. That is it. And as a coach, if you put yourself in my shoes and you go to training and somebody is doing better, you know, one of the qualities of a good coach is that you have to be fair and firm in your decisions. So put yourself in my situation. These young guys come to training and they are doing better than the ones you are agitating for. The ones you are agitating for, they are doing better than them. You put yourself in my shoes. If you want to go by that attribute of a coach, whom would you let play? Is it not the younger one who is doing well? And that is exactly what we are doing. I like what Yima said, that he wishes noble people like you will find time sometimes to come to training grounds and see what happens there. So there are some of the things you pour out there, you not pour it. Come and see these young guys as if they are in the jungle and lions are chasing them. They are chasing every ball at training. They are doing everything that you ask them to do at training. So if I want the players to respect me with respect to decisions, what should be the decision that I have to take if you were to be in my shoes? So you see the narrative. If you don't know, don't talk about it.
Isn't that the seniors are a bit relaxed at training?
Yeah, I will say that, and I'm giving it to them. I told them that from where they are pushing me to, a time will come, I have to tell the media what is happening. Ask him. We had a meeting. I told them that, gentlemen, one of the attributes of a coach is to defend players in public and then ridicule them in private when you meet them one-on-one. You don't give your players out to the public to slash them. No, then you are not a coach. The coach, you have to take all the insults, the insinuations, everything. Then when you meet them, you tell them what you actually, what should be the thing. And that's what I've been telling them. And even just, was it Monday or so, today, I told them this very thing I'm telling you, that, gentlemen, it's like you are pushing me to the wall too much. If you don't sit up as so-called mature, old, senior and experienced players. These are the four adjectives they brought. So-called mature, old, senior and experienced players, and you don't live up to it, then you don't deserve a place in the first team. And I told them again that performance is not permanent, it is transient. Transient means performance is temporary. So if last season you were the super player in the team, the dynamics are different. This season is a different season. You must work for it. Other than that, I told them that if you trained 3 years ago and you get your fitness, you don't have to continue training again. Is that not it? Because it will be there. So some of them, because of the way some of you noble journalists behave, support them. So they think they can rest on their oars, what they did last season or last 2 seasons, to still have a place in the team. You see, you are even pushing me to say so many things. That is the thing. No, I don't have to sell my players out. But you are saying so many things out there, which indeed, my good friend that I like him is always at the post match. I can see the way you are looking at my face. You are surprised. Is that not?
Not really. I'm just.
We are enjoying it.
That is the thing. That is the truth. So if you claim to be a mature, old, senior and experienced player, show it at training. Show it. That's why I like athletics. If you want to select somebody for a competition, you line them up. On your mark, set, go. Whoever is first, he goes to compete. That's all. But for team sport, sometimes somebody may be weak somewhere, somebody may be fit somewhere. So efforts are what? Complemented. I like that adjective. Efforts are complemented. So my brother, my noble journalist, these are some of the things, and I'm sure as the interaction unfolds, you get to know, so that you go and sit on your station and you don't see that coach brought in some new players, some players, and he wants them to play. You have not asked, but I want to even answer it myself. Coach brought some players, and now he wants those players to play. Do you know what happens at training? You don't know. But have you forgotten that it is the very coach who was given the opportunity to ask some players to go and to let some players stay? So I made some players to stay because per me staying at home for that 1 year and watching the team, I saw that those who I asked to stay could help in the cause, what I want to do. And then, as I said earlier, wanting to bring in those Premier League players. So, for instance, even those who have played, you will be surprised that I've penciled so many of them down. I have a tactical sheet. Every match we play, if this player is very good, I pencil him down. So I'm fixing my tactical sheet in the house. So those Premier League players were brought in. First division players were brought in. Division 2 players were brought in. It's all about the coach thinking that those players can help. So if you are an old player and you never worked with the coach, or you have even worked with the coach, let me even say you never worked with the coach, and you know who the coach is and what the coach represents, and the coach comes and you think that you can be a politician within the club. I tell them most of you are politicians. I know, but I don't want to mind you. Players stay in Kotoko after 1-2 years, they turn into politicians. They use the media to fight for positions to play. But me as a coach, you never get me, because I'm so strong-minded that it's not what people say that I follow. If what you are saying is indeed the right thing, then moral values will force me to implement it. But if what you are saying is the wrong thing, then that it will not force me. The fact that something is wrong and all of us here in the room are saying it is right, and when I come and meet it and I know that it is wrong because all of you are saying it is right, I should join you. No. Common sense will not permit me to do that. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I think today my voice has changed.
Yeah. And we love that.
You see, so please, you rather should look at things critically and then talk to those issues as they are. Do not discuss issues based on emotions, but discuss issues based on practical facts. I know issues of Blay and what have you will come up, and we will unveil all these things so that you don't go out there and then go and say anything that you have to say. That's the thing.
Your name, media house, please.
So can you buy FMS Coach, Blay issue about PD. I'm saying a question. The last time I share a walk press away, we will talk about how you are trying to manage the lifestyle of players, so they are being the best out of them, which is very key to the success of the team. Now it has become very evident. Say some of the players have flouted some of the rules, especially at their base. Answer on the man the last time is that these players are professional players and you expect them to know better. Are you still going by that, or if you say this time around you need to be very straight on them, or you just leave them to be professional as you raise them to be?
I like the way you've taken me back, and it's good, right? Yeah, I think I said that. I was very emphatic that these are professional. Well, our league is a professional league, and the good thing is that these players are adults and they should be independent people who act based on rules and regulations. We've given them that freedom to observe them behave like professionals, and to me that should be it. But looking at in just these 2-3 days, the things, as I've already told you, me, I don't go on social media, but my boss here showed some things to me that, coach, I know you don't go there, but let me show some of these things to you. This is videos and what have you. This is what people are agitating. There's somebody here who even told me that somebody showed him a video of some of the players who were somewhere, and that he has been trying to track those players at that venue at a particular time, but unfortunately he's not been able to hold hand on anybody. So now that there's evidence, there are graphical evidence, there are video evidence, I think the prudent thing to do now is to make sure that we tighten the bolt and the knots so that they don't go off track. Football is performance based, and you can get a good performance based on what? Attitude. If their attitude with respect to lifestyle is not the best, then I think we need to revisit our approach towards them, and that is exactly what we want to do. I told them this morning, or I think yesterday, that a bad attitude is like a flat tire. It will never take you anywhere. And I told them again that talent without focus is like a bird without wings. You can't get anywhere. I told them this, and I'm teaching you talent without focus. It's like intelligence without focus. You can't go anywhere. Somebody can be very intelligent, but he's not focused in life. So you know that he's an intelligent person, but you see that where he is in life, that is not where he's supposed to be. But because he's lacking focus. So you may be talented, but if you lack focus, you will never get anywhere. What focus am I talking about? After training, when to eat, when to sleep, when to engage in your personal training, all these things are issues that are embedded in focus. That is it. And I told them again that lack comes to the prepared mind. Lack comes to the prepared mind. And what is a prepared mind? A prepared mind is a mind that is prepared physically, technically, and tactically. So you may even be walking in front of goal and somebody will kick the ball, it will hit you and it will enter. Why did the ball hit you? Because you were at the right position waiting for the ball to come, but it didn't come and it hit somebody and it hit you and it entered. You say he was lucky. He was not lucky. He was prepared to connect to the ball, only that the ball didn't get to him. So luck comes to the prepared mind. Gentlemen, you know what? I do a lot of social education, technical education, and tactical education with these boys. And I tell them that football is a terminal sport. Let's assume they are using their real ages to play. By 35 years, per research, you can't play competitively again. Somebody is a tailor, somebody is a mason, somebody is a carpenter. He goes into the job, in 3 years' time, he becomes a master if he does everything right. And he's going to depend on this to cater for his wife and children, his family, and even his relatives. So I ask them, if you don't do the right things now, and you are 35, and you turn and look back, and you have nowhere to lay your head, and you have nothing in your account, what will be your state? So you see the level that we are as a coach and players. You don't know. So please, tone down on certain things. Tone down on certain things. If you don't know, please ask. And maybe I have also caused it because I'm not the media type. So I don't talk. So because if the person is not talking, you also decide to put anything out there. So probably I'm also a cause.
Right. So you'll be 1, you'll be 2, you'll be 3, you'll be 4, you'll be 5, you'll be 6, 7, and 8. So on.
Coach, let me take you back just as you started today. But that was the previous cliche. And now almost here now the season is ongoing. Your strikers or your players are not scoring. What should be the time limit we should give you as the coach and Richmond together with Mr. Dasoberi and Nana? That you are giving the assurance to us. We are conveyors of your message. What should we tell the fans? At what point in the league, match day, what are we expecting the strikers to find the back of the net, please?
I can't give you an exact time, an exact date, but I can assure you that we'll work on it. And you know what? All that I need, you know, this thing can easily work if the supporters come, and even if the players miss chances, they still support them. You know, they had a meeting with me. Do you know what they said? And I felt so bad. They said, Coach, you have a ball, now you have a chance. Now support this, nti bono kra e biba na ese ukujina yi na e pass ma ti na make no ese ukujina yi na e pass ma sha bon so we should be echi. Can you imagine this? They were in my sitting room telling me this. I felt so bad. So you see what the supporters you have done to the players. Or say, Coach, what's a chance back on your being say a biba you man kese ukujina yi no. Now, because who need the best answer? You see what our beloved supporters are doing to these young gentlemen. This was just Wednesday one. When did you come? Monday. Yeah, this was just Monday in my sitting room. So you see players visiting coach and we are having an interaction. the American will say, if you want me to help you, come naked. That was what my professor told me. Come naked means tell me what actually is the issue, and I can give you a way forward. And that was what the players came to tell me. And there were so many that they said, but you just, as a journalist and as a supporter listening to me, just listening to just this statement that a player has said. Are you helping the team or you are not helping the team? Please go and think about it.
The question about 2 matches are upon by last person, which is Bichim and Dreams. We changes, in the first half, no Kotoko more crossing game. That I'm not Kalu Ataro. The moment of Kalu Ataro film pay, the second half, no I change you crossing game. The last game we played against Dreams. We Kalu Ataro film. The Indian say the Benasoma over 9. No I switch him over 7. Yes, you say over 7. Ye Nadia, Osenia, film quality. Timbesi Busa say, I give practice with training grounds or another. Sadia long forward and as a winning call.
You, processing we do a lot because you know him say a back and the weapon guitar using the head and me can say I meeting ama you know I can say we have to play to suit Kalu, especially in the final third. We have to play to suit him. You see, sad 2 games now. What can you know? Let me start this way. Kalu is somebody, when the going is not smooth for him, he personally discourages himself. And because the supporter may be that far so I've been telling you that as a coach, I am with you on the touchline. So if things are not moving on well, look at me. The reason why I stand most of the time is to have that connection between the players. And they themselves, they know. Sometimes they play and they turn and look at me. And I tell them, play with me on the touchline, which we call game coaching, in-game coaching. You play with your coach. And we do it. At the Maracana and what have you, because of the drumming and what have you, you don't hear. But I remember, say, you buy and COVID by and supporters and what. Let coaches in the voice, yet players. That is it. But he is somebody. So in these 2 games, I tried to encourage him, and I mean he himself, I realized that he was mentally not ready. And one of the things as a coach you do is that if your player has already set a particular standard, and in a game you see that he's dropping and it will affect him in the media space, what you have to do is what? Pull him, protect him. I think today we are doing a lot of education. Is that not it? You pull him, and that was what I did. Now we were down. For instance, Dreams were down, and Dreams give us the spaces on the side around the second half now. So there's time and space on the ball. So what do? We cross the ball. So it was just unfortunate that at that time that no. Now we had the space and the time to cross the ball. And those crosses are things we are working on because we know that he's more better with the head than the feet, and we are trying to make sure that we support him to become a better player in the team.
Relaxed. Say we are training girls from perform. Because every good say we say na team and they only see that place, team that's in place. So Papa say okay we show no money. Okay we show no money. The same good say dressing room what you so and say stay na here to say stay na no make us.
It's not about the dressing room, it's on the training grounds. I think I've not said anything about the dressing room.
Maybe something say like in that dressing room, see them one dressing room. And there is TikTok behind
TikTok, don't generalize that one as a dressing room thing. Dressing room is dressing room. Pitch training is training. I've not lost it.
Oh no, okay.
It happens everywhere. When players, players, yes, so called to fear baby oh here no honor then or table. What here I wish a ball say. ya dane na kakra na efe na wabomu na wato. So it will take time. But if you are a coach and this is happening and you begin to have problems with the players, that is where there is an issue. Unfortunately, I don't have a problem with them. They understand that I'm trying to make them better. And they be asking more country me I am so a moment aboto so any leader so and say say coach nya abotre man ebeba. So it means that that connection is there. It means that I'm making sense to them. But if you are a member and they beat me ama near maybe I think assassin.
Okay. No, Blay. One please.
Coach, as I be the CK, KSB Media. Pacho, Ghana coaches no mostly CK akuno buy no. Obeka so obo agro ball. Coach Prosper say next style of play net is mostly we call with 4-3-3 with a lone pivot of inti men. Mostly na yet already no so say inti men on ready do. Inti men was 6 no. Ruben out the man inti men to wo star na obon and Mukwala on the flanks and so no. Ruben out the man of flanks.
My game, we can say Ogum. I think when I came first, that was what they mentioned it. That just by the way, let's sometimes in the heat of the moment, you create some humor and then you move on. I think my game basically has been about possession. Trying to possess the ball, build out from the back, consolidate possession in the middle of the park, and try as much as possible to make sure that openings are created in the final third for connections. That's basically about my game. That. Inti Menu is a pivot one. Nyamotaka is a defensive midfielder, and he's supposed to provide cover, a shield right in front of the defense. So if we have, let's say, 4 defenders at a time, and based on where the ball is, we have what you call gliding and shifting. If the ball is on the left, he's supposed to move towards where the ball is, so that if players cannot advance with the ball forward, they connect with him so that he will restart the whole possession process again. So basically his responsibility is to give protection to the back line. That is his. And if we are playing 2 pivots, which is 2 defensive midfielders, it means that one of them is supposed to give protection to the right side when the ball is there, and the other to the left. And normally I tell them at training, basically for them to understand, I tell them 1 up, 1 down. So if the ball is here, if it's on the right side, the DM on the right side, you move up. The DM on the left side, you come down so that you stay compact. So that is the reason why, that is the responsibility for a team. Yeah, Steven, we gave Steven the opportunity to play, start the games, and what he was supposed to do, scoring and pressing. If you look at the nature of the game we play, we try to press more in the opponent's half to prevent them from building up. We realized that he was not giving it to us. He was not creating the chances. This thing I'm saying, I've told him. You can ask him. So if you play it, I don't care. Because I've told him that as a foreign-based player, you are here because we think you are very good. That is why we brought you here. And your major responsibility is to score. That is it. So I told him he's not pressing, he's not creating chances for teammates to score, and he's not scoring to himself. So we brought in Kalu. Kalu scored. So as a coach, if you were to be in my shoes, what would you do? You keep that player there. And then went to Nations, he came in as a substitute. We have problem with George, those who are playing on the right side. So I remember myself and Kwesi Appiah, we had a lengthy talk on this, and my senior man was telling me that looking at his speed, and technically too is good on the ball. So looking at his speed, why not try him there? So you see, somebody was asking whom I report to, and in a way answering. So with his speed, and we put him there. That is it. So Stephen is not in his natural position because he's not scoring, and we found somebody who is scoring. If he begins to score, then we see how we fix him into the team. Remember, we must get the best out of him because he's in Ghana to play football for Kotoko, and no other reason. That is why he's in Ghana. Please, have I answered you very well? Thank you.
Yes.
Coach, you heard league table as well. Said the home performance in the area. Kotoko, that was 6 points out of possible 15. But the supporters no and supported team no said the players they complaining to who being the coach. When you preference the supporters they are there. Won't mean you be come from.
Of course.
But I think my can be actual players. But being the coach, when I know players in the big team, not that sort of pressure almost over by like for them to deliver for you and for the supporters.
Yeah, hey, I think it's going on. Hello. Yeah, said the Okane no crap. And Ghana Premier League, they can't add the associate. You see, I say kind of criteria. Ghana Premier League, the PMP will beat me out depending on number of matches you win at home. True or false?
True.
That is it. So you see how naked I am to you guys. That is it. So as a coach, I am worried, and I've told them we've done calculations about the home matches that we have lost and those we have drawn. I think around 11 points there. If you add 11 points to 10, that will be 21 points.
Maybe 9. So it's out of Lions, Carrera, Bechin, and the Dreams. Yeah.
So 19. So we've lost 9 points at home. That's a lot of points. I'm on Matthias here say Ghana League, if you want to make an impact and possibly win the league, you must make sure you take your home points. Try go away, get some draws, get 1 or 2 wins, and then you are on the track. And I'm on Matthias here on the second part of your question. You see, Kotoko supporters, normal support team, almost some team, and your Makuma in the team nature. And now, a champion. Esabi a wɔatwa ato hɔ ne ti no obiaba babayara o expect sɛ Kotoko bɛyɛ ɛbɛwine enti nea mama mo ate aseɛ ne sɛ yɛba na yɛ start game no na chances ne ba ɔmo nya abotrɛ na ɔmo bɔ baako ana mmienu ɛmfa nto na ɔmo bɔ baako mmienu to mu a they will see the same supporters na ɔmo yɛ ɔmo saa no they will see that they will turn and support them. Mama masanso mama ate aseɛ sɛ they shouldn't go into the game with fear, with tension. You see, in sports psychology, you have what you say, tension and anxiety can break the reflex action of skill performance. Say, obi any maji bi cry na okwa akoye no. Emu bi wo me so, esuo bi wo me so a, obo say ade na oye no ntimi yiri you waka say ah na party we there so no there into no bitimi ko gina penalty we best kicker no abo ase no. It was the tension and anxiety. It affected the skill performance, his composure, the application of the right technique and picking the right spot. It was the tension that made it to happen that way. It's my moment here say yet den your supporters in there and I'm so soon timidity sa suban ni de on beda na di but almost so fan show mu say on betimi aye na yetimi hye ba ko mienu e o baba yara na enwomo ne nsamamu ne e koso a it will build their confidence. So yakasa in fact me momu the history, the culture and the tradition of the club time e call precision, especially the new ones na buy momu say team no mo bo no team na ye team ketwa team ni ye team kase ba na ye team a ye support ye som nti anam saa nti omo a omo di team na chi no omo akoma wom omo ni pedua omo kra omo bibia eden ewom nti abre bia obehye no emo mo ne je sonko abre bia obebo dra na abedusu no emo mo are ho sonko samate na mekan ye sha ema ye supporters no eni je sonko ye botro ana yusu a emo mo are ho sonko na are ho sonko no na emo mo ye ne omo ye no ena eni je sonko so na emo mo san ni mu mi ade eden edemo mo. So they should understand it's gone. They should understand team na wedding or mobile. If omo tutu omo nine or manamo year ebesi omo yi wo Kotoko and omo ni beti wo Kotoko. By so man tutu omo manamo year ni esi ebeden ebesi. So as a coach I do a lot of social education talk with them to let them know say it's not only about football. Ubeje dey say even the way they dress, the way they keep their rooms, how they have to go to the market, buy foodstuffs. I don't see why you should be roaming every day, go and stand by the wachi seller and buy wachi. When you have been paid, buy your bag of rice. And I'll pay say na me catch rom. Unim obia, manenya nkwan ma, manenya froya ma, fashe fridge. Rather than after training, you spend 1 or 2 hours going to a Jesu or coming to Tech to come and look for food and buy. Until 1 hour and how the down pass one, how you send more in your recovery. So I do a lot of education with them, gentlemen. I'm not idling around. I'm doing a lot, and I know to rebuild a team is not easy. I know it, but we'll build a team. Don't worry. Yeah, together we'll build a team. Right.
Last question for Coach. Coach, good afternoon. Yeah, go on.
Coach, when together with the INC, the official website of there is no picture of any of the new players. Is it a fact assess?
This is an administrative question, so let's restrict him to technical questions.
The website was coach said that those players were initially not meant for the first team. They were bought for the junior team. I want to know, is it?
But they are Kotoko players.
And I'm asking, why is it that they don't have their images on the official website?
I think as he said,
Yes,
that
it's an
one.
administrative question.
So unless you want to pass on the microphone.
No, you come to get the opportunity later.
Boss, the question you asked, have you seen any other players, the ones playing this season? Have you seen any other players, pictures over there? The ones signed this season? The new ones, not the old players, the new ones.
The new ones, no.
So it's not them.
Like I said, it's an administrative issue.
Okay, so they will come as and when it's ready. Okay.
Last one.
Coach, Frem Osman, Fox FM. First of all, I think the message now they might they be quite preach me now I talk support this in your mind to me my First of all, the ball abaso I gave them who you are any Kumasi. Team be on the trademark kind of association go. Into Accra against Accra Lions, it was a corner kick. It was Lamte and Sheriff, and then Kalu was there. In Kumasi, Lamte, Sheriff, Kalu was there. It means that I had a better was. It means that because we are no so better fire, better so be seen. Your boy Abbas was adding. Now, pre-season, no me at as a Kotoko Perfomances center. The person who said, "Usually, so I have results here. A pre-season, Kotoko Perfomances center moves Usually, and answer saying." And a team not also 9 last season. Now we know and a waba. Anything a deal rebuilding or I recurrent or Cassan run saying you team not also 9 days. And I think I can say rebuilding better. That's it.
You medasi Kura and Timbra Nefreme and Pain me and Sanso. 3 different times I met with the king. And he didn't come on. Yeah, and 3 different times I met with the king, and only didn't come on. And if you come on, and then your country, and no, and I'm here more human. And see, the king wants us to rebuild a team for him. That is exactly what I'm doing. And I can't go outside that. That is why when we couldn't get those Premier League players that we earmarked, we decided to go for the Division 1 and the Division 2 players. That, given the time and the patience, they will be able to fit into the team. So I am working strictly according to the instructions of the landlord, the king, and the owner of the club. I can't do anything apart from that. And still, when he calls me or when he talks with me, that is what he still emphasizes.
Questions